So class 9th, this video is meant for your numericals of chapter motion. So we'll start with numericals. First we'll go with in text numericals. Page number 102. Question number 5. During an experiment, a signal from a spaceship reached the ground station in 5 minutes. देखिए एक स्पेसशिप से आपका जो सिग्नल है वो आपका 5 मिनट्स में पहुंच रहा है. टाइम गिवन इज 5 मिनट्स एंड द सिग्नल, द स्पीड ऑफ द सिग्नल इज 3 into 10 to raise power 8 meter per second. We have to find out the distance of the spaceship from the ground. Time is in minutes, we'll convert it into seconds. So we have 300 seconds. We have speed, using the formula speed equals to distance upon time. 3 into 10 to raise power 8 meter per second equals to distance upon time is 300 seconds. To find out distance, we'll cross multiply both of these. So we have distance equals to 3 into 10 to raise power 8 into 300, which comes out to be 3 3 is 9 into 10 to the power 8, 9 10, 10 to the power 10 meter. This is the distance of the spaceship from the ground station. Next we'll come on page number 103. On page number 103, question number 2. A bus decreases its speed from 80 km per hour to 60 km per hour in 5 minutes. एक बस है जो कि आपका 80 km per hour से जा रही है. So 80 km per hour is the initial velocity and its velocity gets decreases to 60 km per hour in 5 seconds. You have to find out the acceleration. Since the velocities are being given in km per hour, we'll convert them into meter per second by multiplying by 5 upon 18. So we have 200 upon 9 and 150 upon 9 meters per second. So we have converted the velocities into meters per second. The time is being given in seconds using the formula of acceleration. A equals v minus u upon t. We have v is 150 upon 9, 200 upon 9 upon 5, which is minus 50 upon 9 upon 5. So we have acceleration as minus 50. This will get multiplied by this, minus 50 upon 45, minus 10 upon 9, or 911 meter per second square. This is the value of acceleration for this question. Next, question number 3 of page number 103. A train starting from a railway station and moving with a uniform acceleration attains a speed of 40 km per hour in 10 minutes. Find its acceleration. Whenever an object starts from rest, its initial velocity is 0, as it is given that a train starts from a railway station. So its initial velocity will be 0. It attains a velocity of 40 km per hour in 10 minutes. Since both the units are different, we'll convert them into similar units. We'll convert the minutes into hours. It would be 1 upon 6 hours. Acceleration is v minus u upon t. It would be 40 km per hour minus 0 upon 1 upon 6 hours. Acceleration would be 40 upon 1/6, which would be equal to 240 kilometer per hour square. This is the value of acceleration in terms of kilometer per hour square. We can also find the answer in meter per second square as well. For meter per second square, u is 0, v is 40 kilometer per hour. Convert this 40 kilometer per hour into meter per second. It would be 100 upon 9 meter per second. Time is 10 minutes, which is 600 seconds. So acceleration is v minus u upon t, which would be 100 upon 9 minus 0 upon 600. One upon 54 meter per second square. This is the value of acceleration in terms of meter per second square. Now moving ahead, we'll move to questions on page number 109. The questions on page 109 are based on equations of motion. So we must know what are the equations of motion. The three equations of motion are v equals to u plus at. This is the first equation of motion. S equals to ut plus half at square. This is the second equation of motion. And 2as equals to v square minus u square. This is the third equation of motion. Since these questions are based on these, so we must know these equations. The very first question is, a bus starting from a rest moves with a uniform acceleration. Since bus starts from rest, the u will be 0. It moves with an acceleration of 0.1 meter per second square for 2 minutes. Time is 2 minutes. We'll convert it into seconds. 120 seconds. We have to find out the speed acquired. The speed acquired, that means we have to find out the final velocity. So v equals to u plus at. V equals to u is 0, acceleration is 0.1, time is 120 seconds. So we got v equals to 0 plus 12 equals to 12 meter per second. This is the speed acquired. Second, we have to find out the distance traveled. Distance traveled is s equals to ut plus half at square. U is 0, time okay. This is the distance covered by an object, which will be equal to 720 meters. Coming back to second question. A train is traveling at a speed of 90 km per hour. Brakes are applied so as to produce a uniform acceleration of 0.5 meter per second square. Find how far the train will go before it is brought to rest. So the velocity here is given since brakes are being applied. So the final velocity would be 0. So the velocity that is being given here, it is the initial velocity. So initial velocity is 90 km per hour. Brakes are applied. The final velocity would be 0. We will convert this into meter per second. This would be 25 meter per second. Velocity is 0, final velocity is 0. Acceleration is minus 0.5 meter per second square. Find how far. We have to find out the how far. That is, we have to calculate the distance that is being covered. So distance, we'll use the third equation of motion. 2as equals to v square minus u square. A is minus 0.5, Hence the distance covered would be 625 meters. This would be the distance covered by the train before it comes to rest. Now moving back to question number 3. A trolley while going down an inclined plane has an acceleration of 2 cm per second square. The acceleration is, एक ट्रॉली है जो कि आपको इंक्लाइन प्लेन में नीचे उतर रही है, तो उसका एक्सेलरेशन दिया है 2 cm per second square. What will be its velocity 3 seconds after the start? After the start, that is u equals to 0. Time is 3 seconds. We have to find out the velocity it acquires after 3 seconds. That is the final velocity. We'll use the first equation. We have v equals to u plus at. Putting the values, v equals to 0 plus 2 into 3. That is 6 centimeters per second. Since acceleration was given in centimeter per second square, so the velocity that we'll find will have the unit as centimeter per second. Question number 4. A racing car has a uniform acceleration of 4 meter per second square. What distance will it cover in 10 seconds after the start? Since the racing car moves after the start, so we have u equals to 0 meter per second. The initial velocity will be 0. It is being given that the acceleration is 4 meter per second square, and the distance, we have to find out the distance it covers 10 seconds after the start. So find out how much distance does it covers. We'll use the second equation of motion. S equals ut plus half at square. U is 0, t is 10 plus half 4 into 10 square. meters. This would be the distance covered by the racing car 10 seconds after the start. Now the last question of this page, question number 5. A stone is thrown in a vertically upward direction with a velocity of 5 meter per second. If the acceleration of the stone during its motion is 10 meter per second in the downward direction, what will be the height attained by the stone and how much time will it take to reach there? The stone is being thrown in the upward direction. Whenever we throw anything in the upward direction, the final velocity of the object is 0. Hence the velocity that is being given is the initial velocity 5 meter per second. The acceleration in the downward direction is, it's 10 meter per second square. In the upward direction it would be minus 10 meter per second square. We have to find out the height attained by the stone and the time it takes. The height attained will be, we'll use the third equation of motion, 2as equals to v square minus u square. .25 meters. The height attained would be 1.25 meters. Now we'll find out the time that it takes to reach there. The time that it takes to reach there, we'll use the first equation, v equals to u plus at. V, as we know, is 0. U being given, it's 5. Acceleration, as we know, is 10. We have to find out the time it takes. We'll use the first equation of motion. This would come here and become negative. Hence t would be equal to .5 seconds. This is the value of time that the stone will reach to attain the height of 1.25 meters. Now we'll move to exercises. on page number 112. Start with question 1. An athlete completes one round of a circular track of diameter 200 meters in 40 seconds. What will be the distance covered and the displacement at the end of 2 minutes 20 seconds? So what is being given here is that there is a circular track whose diameter is 200 meters, and the athlete covers 200 meters, covers one round of this 200 meter diameter racing track in 40 seconds. Thus, diameter is your 200 meters. Diameter is 200 meters and the time is 40 seconds. You have to find out the distance and the displacement at the end of 2 minutes 20 seconds. Two minutes 20 seconds would be 140 seconds. One round of circular track is equal to circumference of the track, which would be equal to 2 pi r. 2, we know the value of pi is 22 upon 7. Since diameter is 200 meter, the radius would be 100 meters. This would be the distance that is covered in one round of the track. We have to find out the distance that it covers in 140 seconds. Distance covered in 40 seconds is 4400.7 meters. The distance covered in 1 second would be 4400 upon 7 upon 40. This would be the distance covered in 1 second. You have to find out the distance covered in 140 seconds, which would be equal to 2200 meters. This would be the distance covered. So the distance covered in 140 seconds would be equal to 4400.7 upon 40 into 140, which will, when we'll solve it, it will come out to be 2200 meters. So this is the distance covered. As far as displacement is being considered, an athlete completes 1 round in 40 seconds. Let the athlete starts from A and completes one round in 40 seconds. After 140 seconds, the athlete will cover 3.5 rounds. So if an athlete starts from A, it will cover one round, second round, third round, and one more half round. So after completion of 3.5 rounds, the athlete will be at position B. It started from position A, and after completion of 140 seconds or 3.5 round, it will be at position B. And the shortest distance between A and B is itself the diameter of the circular track, which is 200 meters. So the displacement will be 200 meters. At the end of 140 seconds or 3.5 rounds, the athlete it started from point A and it will end at point B. And the shortest distance, as we know, the displacement is the shortest distance between initial and final position, and the shortest distance between initial and final position is the diameter of the circular track, which is 200 meters. So the displacement will be 200 meters. We'll move with question number 2. Question 2. Joseph jogs from one end A to the other end B of a straight 300 meter road in 2 minutes 30 seconds and then turns around and jogs 100 meter back to point C in another 1 minute. What are Joseph's average speed and velocities in jogging from A to B and from A to C? We have a straight 300 meter road. Joseph jogs from end A to end B of 300 meter road in 2 minutes and 30 seconds and then comes back and jogs 100 meters more in 1 minute. You have to find out the Joseph's average speed in moving from point A to B and from A to B and back to C. So we'll go with case first. A to B. When the Joseph is jogging from point A to point B, the distance covered is 300 meters. The time it takes is 2 minutes 30 seconds, which would be equal to 150 seconds. Average speed, as we know, is total distance covered upon total time taken. The total distance covered is 300 meters. The total time it takes is 150 seconds. Hence the average speed is 2 meters per second. Similarly, displacement in this case is equal to the displacement between A to B is 200 meters and the time again is 150 seconds. Both the cases are same. The average velocity will be total displacement upon total time, which would again come out to be 2 meters per second. This is the average velocity. I will move to case 2. When the Joseph jogs from A to B and back to C, the distance covered in this case is A to B plus B to C. This is 300 plus 100, which is 400 meters. And the total time it takes is 150 seconds plus 1 more minute. In jogging from B to C, it is taking 1 more minute. The Joseph is taking 1 more minute, and 1 minute is 60 seconds. So this would be equal to 210 seconds. Now we have to find out the total distance and we have to find out the total average speed and average velocity. Average speed is total distance upon total time taken. As we have seen, the total distance covered is 400 meters and the total time is 210 seconds, which is 40 upon 21 or meters per second. You can also find out the answer in decimals. Now we'll find out the average velocity. Finding out average velocity in this case, we will see the displacement A to B and back to C. This hole is 300 meters. The distance between B to C is 100 meters. So the displacement is AC equals to 300 minus 100 equals to 200 meter. Total time will be the same as in the previous case, 210 seconds. So the average velocity will be equal to total displacement upon total time, which is 20 upon 21 meters per meter per second. So this is your average velocity. Now we'll move with question number 3. Abdul, while driving to school, computes the average speed for his trip to be 20 km per hour. On his return trip along the same route, there is less traffic and the average speed is 30 km per hour. What is the average speed for Abdul's trip? This question is very important. Let us consider that this is Abdul's home and this is school. That the distance between home and school be x. The average speed when it travels from home to school is 20 km per hour, and on return trip when it returns from school the average speed is 30 km per hour. We have to find out the average speed for the whole journey. So we'll go with case 1. When it goes from his home to school, average speed is 20 km per hour. Distance be x, and let the time it takes be t1. We'll use the formula of average speed, total distance upon total time. We know the value of average speed is 20 km per hour. We'll find out the value of the time that it takes, which is x upon 20 hours. This is the total value of the time that it takes when it goes from home to school. Now we'll go with case 2. For case 2, on his return trip, the average speed over here is 30 km per hour. The distance would be same. The distance between home and school on his return trip as well as when it goes from home to school, they will be same. The distance will be x, and the time it takes, as the average speed more, the time taken would be less, and let us consider the time taken be t2 hours. We use the formula of average speed. Average speed is total distance upon total time. The total distance is x, the total time is t2. Average speed is 30 equals to x upon t2. We find out the value of time, x upon 30 hours. This is the value of the time that he takes on his return trip. We have to find out the average speed for the whole journey. Average speed for the whole journey would be total distance upon total time. The total distance is x distance he covers while going to school and x distance he covers while coming back from school. Total time is t1 and t2. t1 is x upon 20 as we found out earlier, and t2 is x upon 30. We'll find out the LCM of 20 and 30. It would be 60. 3x plus 2x (24 kilometers per hour) is the average speed for the whole journey. This is the average speed for the whole journey. Now we'll move with question number 4. A motorboat starting from rest lakes on a lake accelerates in a straight line at a constant rate of 3 meters per second square for 8 seconds. How far does the boat travel during this time? Motorboat starts from rest, that is u equals to 0. It accelerates at a constant rate. The acceleration given is 3 meters per second square and the time is 8 seconds. We have to find out how far does the boat travel during this time, the distance covered. We'll simply use the second equation of motion, s equals to ut plus half d square. (96 meters). The boat would cover 96 meters before it comes to rest. The next numerical is on your page number 113. A ball is gently dropped from a height of 20 meters. Its velocity increases uniformly at the rate of 10 meters per second square. With what velocity will it strike the ground? After what time will it strike the ground? Once again, it's a simple question. The height given is 20 meters. The distance covered is 20 meters. Whenever something is dropped from a certain height, its initial velocity is 0 meters per second, and the acceleration given is 10 meters per second square. We have to find out with what velocity will it strike the ground and the time. For finding out the velocity, we will use the third equation of motion, 2as equals to v square minus u square. The velocity with which it will strike the ground is 20 meters per second. Now we have to find out the time after which it will strike the ground. For finding out the time, we'll use the first equation of motion, v equals to u plus at. We have find out the v is 20, u is 0, acceleration is 10, t. Then the value of t would be 20 upon 10, 2 seconds. You'll see that the time would be 2 seconds. So here the numericals of your NCERT end. Thank you.